Hi guys and welcome back to the show. Well, what we're going to talk about today. I know, like I say, this is all old stuff to a lot of people, but I'm still putting stuff out on my channel. So, at the end of the day, yes, it might be like sort of old hat, but obviously we're going to talk about Vince McMahon stepping down from the WWE. Same thing about, like I said, I've asked my previous video on Hulk Hogan. He did some stupid stuff, Vince. We all know he made some bad decisions during the end of his time. But at the end of the day, let's look at what he did for wrestling. Just like the Hulk Hogan thing I was talking about. If you look back at what wrestling was in the 80s, I'm from the UK, as you can probably hear my accent. We didn't get any American wrestling. So to see like sort of the WWF at the time, we watched it on, I watched it on, it was on ITV. It was either Thursday or Friday night, probably about 10, 11. I had to record it on my old Betamax video recorder. So that was the only way we could watch like sort of American wrestling content. And it was quite different to the British wrestling. The wrestling was like, British wrestling was very dark, very old women throwing a handbag around and hitting the wrestlers with it. But WWE came with this like sort of amazing bright characters, bright arenas, over the top, flying through the air, wrestlers, it was just something that was different. We never saw anybody go over the top rope. We never saw anybody land on the sort of outside and start wrestling. In British wrestling, it was all in the mat, and there wasn't any like sort of, there was a little bit, there was off the ropes, and they might like sort of do a body slam, but that was about it. There wasn't nothing as glamorous as like sort of the WWF at that time. Obviously it's now called WWE, but so Vince McMahon took that small little thing and turned it global. He did in the end turn it global. We had it on Sky Sports at first, and then it went on to like sort of different things. It went to BT, and now it's like sort of on Netflix and other like sort of streaming platforms. And then obviously we had the WWE Network, something that I still to this day believe that the WWE should have kept it going, because they could have kept so much. At a guess, I think it might have been just finances. It was an expensive thing to do. You had this like platform, and why keep that platform going where you can go to Netflix, put the product on Netflix, and just turn around to them and say, you run it, you do it, you do all the like sort of streaming and everything like that. It's common sense. All WWE need to do then is just record the product and turn around and go, there you go, that's the product, put it on your sites. So Vince McMahon definitely did a lot for the company. He made WWE. He put his life and soul into it. If it weren't for him, his money behind it, I don't know if anybody knows the like sort of backstory, but he mortgaged everything that he could just to get that one show, WrestleMania, the first one. He put so much into it, so much time, so much money, and if it didn't make it, he would have been completely bankrupt. Talk about a spin of a dime, because that bloke just did what we think now is impossible, and he made it work. So my thoughts on Vince McMahon is, over the last 20 years, 10 years, he was a bit stupid. He didn't look at the product. He was very old school. He thought that like sort of wrestlers should like have stupid throwing food parties. He thought that the women should still do bra and panties matches. We can see now that some of the women's matches are better than the men's matches. You know, there's no doubt about it. You can watch a women's match on the WWE pay-per-view and you can be blown away with the skills that they've got, and then the rest of the men's matches, it could be like, they're okay, but I want that women's match back. So there's no doubt about it. We've definitely moved along in like sort of the times, and you know, Vince McMahon having I think it was Natalia walking around blowing off. It was just so cheesy. And you know, we saw like sort of through the Attitude Era, Vince had that like sort of mentality of the females should be just purely in a manager's role. If they did any wrestling, it was silly little gimmick matches, bra and panty matches, jello matches, mud wrestling matches. You know, it was only at the end really that like the women started kicking off and started saying, no, we want to do more. And that's when like sort of Vince had to actually turn around and go, well, we better change things up. So yeah, that's my thoughts. If you've got any comments, please leave them. Subscribe, share. Let's keep the fun going. See you later.